Today let's learn about another loop control statement, that is for loop. Like with any other loop control statements, for loop is used to repeatedly execute certain set of instructions. For loop allows us to specify three things in a single line, that is loop control initialization, condition checking and modification statements. Remember, for is the keyword here. So let's bring up the general syntax of for loop and examine the individual elements in it. So initialization of loop counter, it only executes once for this for loop, okay, followed by condition checking. If these conditions are true, then the statements gets executed. Remember, if there is only a single statement, curly braces are optional. If there are multiple statements, then curly braces are a must. After the execution of these statements, modification statements gets executed. So next, for second iteration onwards, initialization doesn't get executed. It only executes for first iteration of for loop. So from second iteration onwards, condition is checked. If it's true, statements gets executed. After the execution of these statements, modification statement gets executed. So this is the loop: condition, statements and modification statements. So initialization and modifications are optional. However, you need to mention these semicolons without fail. Also remember, as I said you before, if it has only single statements, curly braces are optional. If it has multiple statements, then curly braces are a must. So with this minimal knowledge, let's open up our IDE and check some simple programs. So I'll take an integer variable I. So I'll directly write the for loop. For is the keyword. So let me write the initialization statement I is equal to 0. Now the condition, that is I is less than 10. Now modification statement I plus plus. So I'm starting from 0. 0 to I is less than 10, that means 9. 0 to 9 means 10. So if I initialize to 1, then 1 to 10, again 10 times it gets executed. So let us start from I is equal to 0 and I is less than 10, that is 0 to 9. 10 times this loop gets executed. Let me output some message here. %d as I is integer. I'll print IBM. Okay, 10 times IBM gets printed. Let me compile and execute this. So 0 to 9, 10 times it gets executed. I can change the number here, that is I plus 1. I value doesn't get changed here because we are not writing I is equal to I plus 1. So I value doesn't get changed. It only changes the display of I value. So it prints from 1 to 10 now. Okay. So if we had another variable, I could initialize even that here in initialization statement. Let me show that to you. If I had another integer variable j, I can even initialize it here using comma. So I'll initialize to 1. You can initialize multiple variables here. Same with the conditions. Now I'm using relational operator here. We can even use logical operator and combine the conditions like this, and it works. We can even write multiple increment or decrement operators here. Okay, these are all valid syntax. So let me remove this. Let me remove complete initialization thing here. Now let me remove the extras here. Okay, let me directly declare and initialize this variable I. Okay, so this is valid. You need not specify initialization here inside for loop itself. So it still works. Now let me remove this increment statement, and inside the for loop let me write I is equal to I plus 1. That's completely valid. Now the output will be same, it doesn't change. So IBM gets printed from 1 to 10. Now let me remove this. So since we have only single statement, let me even remove the curly braces. So I plus 1, which is wrong by the way, because we are not incrementing the value of I here. it won't throw error, but you won't get expected result. So make sure to write I is equal to I plus 1 or simply I plus plus. So let me write I is equal to I plus 1 here. Since we have only single statement inside for loop, we are not even specifying the curly braces. So again it prints IBM from 1 to 10. Okay, so these are some simple things we can do with for loop. I'll be writing some simple programs with this for loop so that you can get used to this syntax. So please follow the link present in the description section of this YouTube video for source code, notes and discussion about this topic. Please stay subscribed to our YouTube channel and blog. Share this video with your friends online, and please do not forget to like this video on YouTube. Thank you.